Welcome along to a brand new episode of Business X Human Design. So today I want to talk with you all about the new interview between Madonna and Graham Norton about her new album coming out. This is summer 2026, and this interview came out on Friday night, I believe, and I watched it. And as a business owner myself and someone who is fascinated with different ways of selling and how you can make more sales more easily of your online membership, your program, your service, whatever it is that you are selling as a business owner, and marrying this up with human design. Watching this interview was super cool for me because it brought up so many thoughts and feelings and excitement, basically, about how we can apply inspiration from outside of our industry to our businesses to help us sell better and sell more. So I'm going to share the main theme that came up for me as I was watching this interview, and I really would love to hear what it brings up for you too. So my name's Laura. I'm the founder of Recurring Revenue Rocks and the Business X Human Design Show. It's great to have you here. So let's get into it. So the most important thing that I want to share here is that the interview itself, if you haven't watched it yet, go and watch it. It should be on BBC iPlayer, I believe. So if you haven't watched it yet, the whole kind of pattern of the interview was that it was multimedia. It grabbed on different scenes, it grabbed on different kind of film style, it kind of included different people, it included kind of snapshots of her videos, of her talking with, I think it's her producer, Graham Norton, meeting her first of all at the Cocoa, I think I knew it when it was back in Camden, the Camden I can't even remember what it was called, but I think I used to go there to like various indie clubs when I was a late teenager. So Camden Palace, I think it used to be called. I think it's called Coco now. So it's kind of like there was so much excitement and movement inside this interview. So it kept me compelled. It kept me wanting to watch the whole way to the end because it kept moving, it kept changing. And this kind of multimedia style of grabbing attention, doing something new, it was fascinating for me. So something I'm really big on is getting out of the echo chamber of online marketing. So we're all in this world where we have got so much amazing kind of potential and so much available to us when it comes to talking about our offers and what we do. However, have you noticed recently that everyone's sounding the same and it's getting really boring? So I am here to say it's time to get inspiration from outside of the industry that you're in. So for me, I'm in the coaching and consulting and human design industry. This is where, a lot of people are beginning to sound the same because of a whole bunch of different reasons, but that is a problem that we need to tackle, because if you are blending in with everyone else, you're not going to stand out. And this is where this interview between Graham Norton and Madonna, it really it captured my imagination because it was doing something different. I was really anticipating like two of them, in armchairs, one of them on the couch, the other one interviewing, like interviews always are. But this was different. It's like he met her at the Camden Palace at Coco on a dance floor, and she's there like this, epic silhouette in the spotlight, very dramatic. But they don't stay there, because I kind of said to my husband, it's like, this is a bit awkward. Why are they just kind of stood, just kind of talking to each other on this dance floor? But then it switched to like them walking out of the room, and it got a little bit more like casual, like the way they were talking was kind of like they bumped into each other, and it kind of just mixed up the formal to the informal. And then it went to them like a kind of security camera filming them in the lift as they got into the lift to go to the next place where they'd be filming the next scene. And I love this. So this all sounds a little bit conceptual right now. So I'm going to kind of describe how you can apply this to your business, how it can free up more creativity for you so that you can stand out head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to marketing and selling your online memberships, offers, group programs, services, whatever it is that you're doing. We need to get you sounding different and looking different from the rest, because otherwise it's just a sea of same in a weird old echo chamber. I don't want any part of that, to be perfectly frank. So how can we use this example to help us get more creative in our selling? So firstly, it is the fact that they were doing something different with this format. They weren't doing the talking heads thing with two armchairs. So first of all, it was that they mixed things up. How can you mix things up in your selling? How can you mix things up in your live sales opportunity? So say for me, for example, I do a lot of launch events. how can I mix that up to make it more interesting for the people who come along and join me? So I want to give an example of an event that I've run several times. Actually, it's always been very, very successful, called the Recurring Revenue Retreat. So it's like a free online event that I do. People come along completely for free and they enjoy a multimedia experience with me. So this isn't just me talking to camera the whole time. This is me doing different things, different elements. Can you see how this is like where I'm going with this? Like the Graham Norton Madonna interview was very multimedia. It kind of pulled on lots of different things to keep the interest going and to keep you listening and wanting to know what's coming next. With my launch events, I do this too. I do this kind of collage effect. So with the Recurring Revenue Retreat, what I would do is like a daily workshop where I'm talking straight to camera. But before that, in the morning, the people who signed up for the retreat, it's an online thing, by the way, they would get a like a journaling prompt in the morning from me all of the way through this event. And they would get access to a guided meditation. So can you see that's already hitting on three different areas? So a live workshop for live interaction and learning something, a journal for journaling. It's prompting them to do something that's going to interact. A guided meditation, they're listening to me, they're listening to my words, giving them a guided meditation to get them in the zone for success with their recurring revenue, right? And what else did I do with that? I also did a challenge. I also did a like a really fun interactive kind of like getting to know you thing in the group. It was multimedia, it was collage, right? So this is where it's so cool. You do not have to do the same thing as everyone else online. You can mix things up and you can be different and you can stand out from the crowd. Like that was the first time I ran the Recurring Revenue Retreat. Was kind of like, it was like a bit of a learning curve for me. The second time I ran it, it was like one of my biggest launches ever. And it's kind of like you can pick a mix. You can change things up. You can be experimental. Like the Madonna and Graham Norton interview, they changed things up. It was surprising. How can you surprise your audience with what you're doing? How can you change things up a little bit, make them a bit fresher? Now, this is where this ties into your human design. So say for me, I often look to my environment in human design. So you can find if you don't know what your environment is in human design, click on the link in my bio and you'll be able to download your human design in business book. Have a look what your environment is. It will pop up on your on the chart that comes up for you when you run your human design. Look to what your environment is. My environment is shores. Okay, so you're going to be one of 6 different environments. So what is it? Shores, caves, mountains, valleys, markets, kitchens. You're going to be one of those environments. I'm a shores person. Now, shores for me, actually, in terms of environments generally in human design, it takes a physical kind of influence, but also a metaphorical influence. So physically, for me, shores, oh my gosh, if you get me into a shores place, you can pretty much bet your last dollar that I will get talking on camera, because there is something about being by a shore that unleashes my creativity, basically. So that is where, like, even at the weekend, you'll have seen me filming loads of short films for Instagram, because I was by a shore. I was down having a beach day with my family, a beach near us in Devon. I was on a physical shore. That really helps me. That really helps me to unleash the creativity and come up with the ideas and to let them all drop in. So also, shores doesn't necessarily need to be like a sea meets land, even though it absolutely can be. It could be 2 different geographical types kind of mixing together. So one of the reasons I love Iceland so much is because it's volcanoes meets sea. It's America meets, like, there's a literal fault line that runs, like a tectonic plate line that runs through the middle of Iceland, or a part of Iceland, where it's like the America plate meets the European plate, right? So there's a shore there. It could be a shore, like I often refer to Las Vegas, like that's somewhere where I felt incredibly lit up creatively, because it's like mountains meets deserts meets city, right? That's a shore place. So physically, I can get myself into these places and the ideas can come through. But then metaphorically, if you think of things meeting each other, this is what I'm talking about with this collage effect, and why it works well for me and why I turn to my environment is because I can pick on this kind of collage or this meeting of 2 things, and that opens up my sales potential and it helps me sell more. So if I want to sell more, if I want to sell more digital courses, offers, online memberships, group programs, done for you services, whatever, I would look to my environment to inspire me. So find out what your environment is. Are you a mountains person? Are you a valleys person? What can you pull on from these from these elements to help you fire up your sales opportunities. So when I say sales opportunities, this can be selling via social media. This can be selling via live launch events or live sales events. This can be via selling one-to-one. This can be selling via DM. How can you pull in this influence from your environment to help you fire up your creativity, both location-wise? Can you get yourself to a mountain or a valley or a shore or a kitchen or a cave or a market? Because it will literally, it's like freeing up the energy in your body and just getting it flowing in a way that's really beneficial to you. So firstly, that can unlock the creativity for you, get yourself into an environment where the sales ideas come more naturally. And then metaphorically, how can you add that in to your sales conversations? So for example, if you are a valleys person, this can mean that it can be really good, like getting into the weeds with people, getting down with your people, like instead of talking at them, if you like, say from a launch event when you're kind of like talking at people from a high up place, maybe you're the person leading the Zoom and you've got 100 people in the room, that would be kind of like a really good mountains type of analogy. Someone's shouting really loudly out there. So that could be a mountains analogy. If you're a valleys person, what would be more a great opportunity to get into the weeds with the people and talk to them one-on-one perhaps, and really, get to know them in depth and see what they're doing with them. Instead of talking at them, how can you be in it with them? Again, if you are like a caves environment, how can you invite people into your world while staying like you're the hostess with the mostess, right? Or the host with the most. If you are a person in a caves environment, how can you make yourself feel safe and invite people to you to come into your environment so you can sell to them in a way where you feel really safe and where you get to kind of like show off the place that you live, right? This is really, really important stuff because people aren't doing this, and we need to be, because everything is beginning to sound very, very samey, very, very echo chambery, and it's not cool. Because if you're not an individual and you've got something really important to sell, like you've probably created plenty of online offers, right? If they're not selling enough, you want to be selling more of them. Think about this. Think about how you can introduce this stuff into your business, into your sales routines. So I'm going to leave that there. Have a think about this though. Go off and watch the Madonna interview with Graham Norton, BBC iPlayer, I believe. Check that out, see what it brings up for you. Secondly, check out your environment in human design. Think about how you can get yourself into that place physically, and also how you can metaphorically use that in your sales events. So this is the work that I do with my clients all the time, and I absolutely love it. So if you would like to get my creativity, my manifestor energy, looking at how you're doing your sales conversations, your sales events at the moment, and you would like to get my kind of creative manifestor energy all over your sales process so that we can really look about how you can fire this up and get you standing out from the crowd so you're not blending in with everyone else, so you're not sounding like you're part of the echo chamber. We need to get you standing out so you are different. People know that you're different and they know that you're the go-to person for this thing in a category of one. If you are interested in that, you'll be able to see in the bio how you can get in touch with me. I've got various different ways to work together. I have live events coming up, which you can come and join in on. We can work together on a one-to-one basis. Just do check out the different options there. And I'd really love it if you wanted to, give this video a thumbs up and come and follow this channel. It would be great to have you with us for the ride. And here's to you and your epic sales success by tuning into your environment in your human design. Bye now.